Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Jenofeve Designs, and today we're going to continue to work in the Wanderlust printable mini album that we are making. It is the hybrid version where it's kind of like a mini album slash traveler's notebook, a little bit of both in one project, which is this project right here. We've got the covers done. I just love the covers, and we've done a little bit on the inside, but today I've decided Today, I want to show you guys, I decided that I made my traveler's notebook insert too thick. I put too many pages in it. So I want to show you if you ever have to fix this problem, or if you're working in it and figure out that it's too big, a way to fix it, a way to undo it and start over. It's not as hard as you would think it is. But as usual, the links to the templates will be in the description box below. And the paper line that we're using is the Floral Whimsy, which will also be in the description box below. This is my new digital paper collection. And a playlist to the Wanderlust videos here on YouTube. So if you're joining in the 4th or 5th video here, then you may want to start at the beginning and you know, work with this. Start with the cover and work your way down. So that will be in the description box as well. It's in the show more section, so you just hit that or hit the little arrow going down and all kinds of information will pop up. Links to any videos that I might reference or any products that I'm using. All of that stuff is down there in the description box below. So what I'm going to do first, and I think we're also going to make another insert in this video too, but it's a simple one. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to take this one apart and then we're going to remake it where it's not so thick, because it's pretty thick. I put too many pages in it, I think. So what I did is I went back in and printed me another envelope from page 13 in the large, and I printed it once again onto coffee dyed paper. So I've already cut it out and folded it. It's ready to go. So I'm going to move this to the side. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and take this apart. So I should be able to reach in here and snip, because if you watched the last video, if you didn't watch the last video, you might want to go ahead and stop and watch it again. You see the strings in there? I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to reach in there and snip them. So if your album or your traveler's notebook insert gets too thick and you just can't work in it anymore, then this is what you can do. So if you remember correctly, I glued the knot as well. And a lot of times I don't do that, but this time I did. So the envelope has come loose. So now I've got an envelope, a put together envelope that I could use somewhere else. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that where I sewn that up. So I can use this somewhere else in the album or in the inserts. Okay, so then I'm just going to take the rest of the string out of here. Let's see here. It kind of blends in pretty good. Let me see. I might have to snip that a little bit better. Oop, there we go. Got it. Okay, so now everything is loose. So what I'm going to do is, I know I like these two. Oop, my printer's starting. I know I like these two together, having that envelope and that pretty paper from the Floral Whimsy, what was it, the PDF number 3. I like those two next to each other, so I'm keeping that. So okay, let's go back through and take it apart. So I'm going to put the book pages and the coffee dyed paper, I'm going to separate them out, and then the printed pages that came with the template. I definitely think I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to put that with the coffee dyed. There's another printed page. There is a book page and another printed page. coffee dyed. Ooh, this one's thicker. Another printed page, and then there's the cover. Okay, so first off, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the thick paper out, and we will use that in something. Maybe I'll use it in the next book we're getting ready to make. So I'm going to take that one out. I do want to use this one. Let's take this one out because I can add this in as a tip-in later if I want to. I'm going to take that out. Let's take this one out because again, I can add this in later because it's shorter and skinnier than the pages themselves. So I'm going to take that out. So I'm definitely keeping these two because I really like them. So let's see. We start with, let's start with maybe this paper. It's like when you pick the amount of pages that you have to be careful because you want enough pages, but you have to remember it's going to double up. So you don't want it to be too chunky. Not yet anyway, because you still need to work in it. Maybe that one. That looks pretty. I like that pocket page. Let's put one of these book pages in here. And then I like that page. So then, what do I got left? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages left. So I think, I'm trying to decide if I should put another book page or another coffee dyed page. We'll put that one aside. Let's see. That's really kind of thin, so let's see how we're doing here. That's better. That's getting better. Okay, so let's just keep it like that. And then these two. Let's see how thick that gets. So I know it doesn't seem like we took out that much, but we did. That's not near as thick as it was. So we took this much, well actually we took about 1/4 inch of thickness out of it. So I'm going to set this aside and we'll use it in another part of the book, or we'll use it in here eventually, or we'll use it in another traveler's notebook or whatnot. So I'm going to put that with the envelope that I took out of the center. Alright, so now what I need to do, I need to get, that paper clip's not big enough. I'm just going to get a paper clip here to hold the envelope down on that side. Hold the envelope down on that side, right? Okay, so now I wonder if I should go in this way because I've already got holes on the outside. Let's try that. Let's do it that way. Where's my foam square? It's just a foam pad that I made. I doubled up 1/4 inch fun foam, the real thick kind. I just doubled it up and glued it together. That's all I did. So let's just go from the outside in, so we can match up the holes here. Yeah. And I'm going to do a little wiggle so that the needle will go through easily. Okay. So again, I'm just going to use embroidery floss. You can use embroidery floss. I'm just going to use crochet thread. This is just like a natural color. And I'm going to get my needle. And, oh, the scissors didn't make a clean cut. There we go. And we're going to sew it together just like we did last time. So we're going to go out through the middle. We're starting on the inside to go out in the middle into the outside spine. Then we're going to go down and come back through into the inside. Then we're going to go all the way up to the top and go back out to the outside. And then we're going to go back in through the middle. This has to be the simplest stitch ever. So the only thing you need to really remember is you want a string on either side of this middle one. So you want a tail on this side and a tail on this side. You want to sandwich the middle string in between the two tails. So then we're just going to tie a knot. Okay, I'm not going to glue it this time, just in case we need to take it apart again, because it happens. So I'm going to take this off, those clips, and then I'm going to take my bone folder. Where's my other one? I have been using, I found it again, my Teflon bone folder that's more of a hand size, you know, a palm size, and I've been using it for something that I'm making for Maidacon. It's so exciting. Everybody that attends Maidacon is actually going to get this thing that I'm talking about, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. And I've got my back to you. Hold on. Okay, so that's better in thickness. Let's test it out here. Not near as thick. Oh, I need to glue that together. The envelope needs to get whoop. There. There. That's better. Much better. So I can then replace my little clip here. Like that. Keep it closed. Yeah, I'm feeling better about that. That looks much better. Let me go ahead and close this envelope. So I'm going to get my art glitter glue back out. And my little stopper topper. There's a link to the stopper topper below if you want to get one for yourself. I'm pretty sure she's got a custom listing too, so if you wanted to ask for specifics, you could. Okay. So close that up. So, quick fix, right? Yeah. All right, I'm just going to replace this paper clip that I had there, and then I'm going to put this back on here. And then let's get some stuff together to make another insert. Okay, if you remember from last video, I had already printed off the two Traveler's Notebook insert covers. Let me go ahead and get the book back out and show you. They are in the large, and they are on page number 10. So I had printed two off. This is one. This is also from the Floral Whimsy. This is in PDF 1. And then this one here, which was in PDF 2. So I also told you I printed off another one. This is from PDF 3, and it's kind of got that old binder look, and I thought I would trace one of the notebook covers out of here, so that way you could see that you didn't have to print it off directly onto your paper if you don't want to. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to go ahead and take this out. This is the traceable template that I printed out and cut out and stuck in my workbook. The video to see how I made my workbook is in the description box below. It is the Everlasting workbook, but I made it exactly the same as that. Just different templates. Okay. So, I thought it'd be fun to see if I could, because there's like a line here from the binder, I thought it would be fun to see if I could like match it up. And I also printed it on both sides, and I cannot tell for the life of me, I cannot tell if I've got it matched up. You know, I didn't try to get it matched up, but I just flipped it over and printed it again. So I'm thinking I did pretty good. So I'm thinking about, I could put it, let's put it on this one. And I'm not gonna have the pocket here. I guess I could if I went on this side. I guess I could. I could have a little bit of a pocket, couldn't I? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it on there and I'm going to match up that line there. You see that one right there? I'm going to match that up. And I'm going to lay this down. And then I'm going to trace it out real quick with a pencil. So you can do this with any of the templates. You do not have to print them out onto anything. You can print them out onto your cardstock and then make yourself a traceable template that way. And then you won't, you know, you don't have to print them out again at all if you don't want to. So let me carefully, yeah, that's gonna be cool. I think I did a good job. All right, let's cut it out really quick and see. This is a Fiskars Precision heavy duty paper trimmer. Let's trim it out and see what it looks like. Where's my pencil line? Ooh, that's kind of hard to see. I know I made a pencil mark. Come on now. Maybe I should have used a Sharpie instead. Come on. Alrighty. It's so cool. It looks like it's got a texture, you guys. It's so neat. This binder paper. And then cut this piece off here. What do I want to do here? I think I'm going to... I think I'm going to tear that edge. I like that look. So I'm going to flip it over this way. Not that it matters. And I'm just going to tear this edge. Ooh, not very straight there, girl. There we go. I printed off on 110-pound cardstock that I get at Staples. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to score it because, like, you can probably, let's see what happens if I don't score it. Let me just bend it over. Okay, I don't know if I folded it right on the score mark or not, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and fold this away so I can match up the edges. And if I should have just scored it, right? It would have made life way easier. But who wants to do that? Who wants to make life easier? Whoa, way off. I think I'm just going to have to score it. Or, how about doing it like that? How about that? Will that work? How about that? Oops. Nope. I didn't do a very good job. Okay, so next time we're just going to score it. That's what we're going to do. Let me see if I can fix it just a little bit. So see, scoring does help, you guys. Okay, let me... It's like I can't hold it still. I'm gonna win. I am going to beat the cardstock. It cannot control me. Aha! I won! Oh my gosh, doesn't that look pretty? So pretty. All right, so yeah, so you can trace them on there just as easy as you can print them out. I don't know what I'm going to use this for yet, but you know what I could do is for the time being, I could hold all these in here just for now so that they don't get lost. Let me find another clip. Right? So I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, but I just wanted to show you guys that's fun, that, you know, using the lines that are already on that binder paper. I think it makes a cute little notebook and just tracing it out. Okay, so let's go back to this one. This one has already been scored from the last video, so we're just gonna, oh, we're not gonna press too hard. We already talked about that. If you press down too hard on the spine part, it's harder to get the pages inside to lay as nicely. So I think I'm gonna ink this up really quick. So I'm using the Distress Oxide Walnut Stain. You know, my favorite Distress ink was Vintage Photo, and I still love that one very, very, very much. And I like the Distress Oxide Vintage Photo as well. But it's like, it's what's in front of my face that I happen to use, you know, and I thought it looked good with the Floral Whimsy paper collection, so that's why I'm still using it. I think I've used it 5 times in a row now, but that's okay. You guys don't mind, do you? Let's see, let me go ahead. I'm trying to decide if I want to make any sort of folder on the inside, or if I just want to make like a pocket or something. Because I really kind of just want it to be like a notebook, you know? So, let's see. I'll think about it. So I'm going to go ahead and ink the inside here really good. I wonder if it would go faster if I just took straight to whoa. It will, but it makes a bit of a mess. So I'm just going to go through and ink all these edges, and then I'll be back. Alright, so I've got it all inked on the inside. And I think what I want to do is, I showed you guys this paper when we made this one. We're going to make it the same way. We're going to make a little notepad, but it's going to be larger. So I want to make one that's the large size. And this paper, again, is my favorite. So it's linked in my Amazon store. I think the best price I've seen it so far is where you can get 2 of these pads for $19 or something like that. I don't know, but you will fall in love with this paper. Let's see. I'm gonna do, I usually do, let's do 4 at a time. I'm trying to rip out too many. Oh, there we go. Let's do 10 pages. Should we put anything in the middle, or should we leave it? Ooh, I hadn't thought about that. Let's see. Yeah, we're not going to put anything in the middle. I don't think so. Because it's really just going to be, well, I guess it could be whatever you want it to be. But I take a lot of notes. I write a lot of stuff down. Like, this whole, let's see. This whole Traveler's Notebook that I made for Madecon in March, the whole thing pretty much, except for a couple sheets of patterned cardstock, like there's one right there, The whole thing is made with this paper. So, just about. So if you were at that class and you wrote your name in here, this is this paper. I love this paper so much. So I made this whole book this way. And like here's even one of the pages that I just inked up and I folded over, and maybe we can do something like that in the center. Oh, that's a good idea. We'll do that. We'll do that. I'll show you how I did this exact thing in the center of this one. It's a good idea. Good idea, guys. I just love this paper. It takes ink well. You can even do watercolor on it. Like I said, the Tombow markers. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is trim this down to the height. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer back out. And to find your height, I'm just going to stick, I'm not going to cut it, I'm just going to stick it in here. And I trimmed mine. It looks like it's right at 7 15/16. The little mark right below the 8 is where this one printed out as. So your printer could be different, so be aware of that. You may, you always want to check to make sure that you might have an 1/8 of an inch difference in your paper once you print it out. So don't get hung up on the measurements that I might give, because your printer might be a little bit different than mine. And then one more. Okay, so this should be the right height. And it looks like it is. Yep. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this over like this. And then I'm going to check to see if I need to trim any off on that edge there. And it looks like I need to trim just ever so slightly, which is fine. It happens. So I'm just going to get my Score Pal cutting mat out, my ruler, and my Tim Holtz ruler, and then my Scotch craft knife, or utility knife, or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go off of this top sheet here. I know you can't see it, but that's what I'm going to go off of. And I'm just going to make several passes. And now it should fit in here perfectly. If not, then I didn't. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so now I'm going to put this up. And then I'm going to clip these together. Same as before. I'm going to poke 3 holes. It doesn't really bother me which ones, where you poke. I don't, you don't have to do it the same every time. I guess it just really depends on what you're doing. And if you want to, you could measure it out and they could be equal space. But this is like a super quick notebook that you can also use as memory keeping, because that's what I did with my Traveler's Notebook insert that I took to Metacon that everybody signed that was in my class. Alright, once again, I'm going to get just some crochet thread. And I've got a big needle here. I don't need one this big. Just, it's convenient to have this one on my studio because I use different sizes of thread, like for example baker's twine, stuff like that. It's just thicker, which you could also use in this notebook. Baker's twine or anything really. Embroidery floss. I want to do embroidery. I'm going to learn how to do embroidery. I bought some stuff a couple months ago to just do something simple, and I haven't had time, but I want to. Okay, I just think it's so pretty. All right, and again, make sure when you come back in the middle that you have one on either side of that center string. So we're just gonna tighten it a little bit on each side, like that. Then we're gonna tie a quick knot. And I think I'll go one more time. And we're gonna cut those tails. Okay, let me take this. This is good for the Teflon bone folder will work for this as well. There's just a larger surface, and since I have it, I'm just going to use it. So, yeah, I'm going to take my ink, get that string really quick. Sometimes I try to get the edge of the pages so they're not so stark. You can't really see those. Like that. So now we just have the very simple traveler's notebook. Oh, I'm going to show you how to do that center page that I did in this one. Let me grab it again. I done set it aside. I don't know if it's the center page or not, but it's one of the pages, and it's just really cool. So how I did this one, it's not the center page, but it's same concept. I think it's a cute idea. So I'm just going to set this over to the side for a second. But remember how I told you, where's my notepad? Well, let me show you how I start my notepad. So these are the scraps, and you could, if you wanted to, make it to where it'll fit in here, but I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold these in half. So if you make a lot of these, don't throw these scraps away. Do not. You can, even if you wanted to, you could stitch them just like you do that and have that type of notebook, but I'm just gonna fold it in half and rip them, and then I'll show you how I make my cute little scratch pads out of this awesome paper. So I know that's not very much paper. Well, so I just got me some of these little hinge clips or bulldog clips, or oops, I grabbed my water cup also. So I'm just gonna flatten it out on my table here, and I'm gonna take it and clip it down here at the bottom. Make sure it's nice and flat, and clip this side. So I'm gonna hold on to this for when I might end up putting two clips up here. Let me grab another. So Lindsay from the Frugal Crafter gave me this idea a long time ago, except she used hot glue. But I don't always have my hot glue, I almost never have my hot glue gun out and plugged in. I have to make a point to do it. So I'm just going to use my art glitter glue, and I'm going to run a bead of glue along that top edge, right? And then I'm going to take my finger, and I'm going to just slide it down, smooth it out, and I'm going to run another bead. Okay, so now I'm going to clean up that edge. I'm just going to clamp. I'm going to get to closer to the top. Just clamp it a little bit on both sides. This is going to dry super fast, but it makes a super cute little notebook. And Let me grab my other one. See, it makes a super cute little notebook that I keep over there while I'm editing videos. And then the pages just tear off that easy. So, yeah, start you a notebook. That's what I would suggest you do with your scraps. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to turn this middle section here into a pocket. So what I'm going to do is there's this one page in the center. So the first thing I think I'm going to do, actually first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ink, and on this side I'm just going to ink the edges just because I like the way that looks. Right, so I'm going to ink those edges, and then I think I'm going to flip this back. I want to be able to put a strip of paper, so I'm going to flip this back on itself. Kind of like that, and I'm going to ink that edge. I'm going to ink this edge. Matter of fact, I could just lay it down like this and ink it like this, even though I'm going to put some more paper down. I just think it's cute. Alright, so now I'm going to go and ink this, because let me show you what I'm going to do to snazz it up a little bit. So before we put anything down, I've got some scraps from the cover, so we're going to use one of those, I'm pretty sure. And then here is the cutoff from, let's see, from the page that we printed out. It comes with the templates that looks like this. So that was like the piece that we cut off, right? So I think I'm going to use that here. So that's what I did. Oops. That's what I did on, I just used a regular plain piece of paper here, but that's what I did on most of the pages. Let's see, I showed you already. Like here's one of these pages that I just stuck onto the page and then inked around it and added the photos. So, so I think I'm going to put that piece there, and then maybe take a whole piece and have it there, or maybe do that side. Let's do that. I'm just going to tear it, I think. Right? So then that'll go in there like that. I might have to cut this down a little bit. I might have cut it too small. Let me just trim this up a little bit, just this side. Okay, so now I'm going to take a minute, well, my bird check, make sure that fits. I guess that knot may be pushing it out a little bit. It does. So I'm going to go ahead and ink these edges real quick. Oh, I probably don't need to ink the one side, but okay, so let's do it like this. I'm going to go ahead and glue these down in here. I'm going to use my art glitter glue again. I guess you could use a glue stick. Oh. So I'm going to stick this on the page. Right, and that's going to be stuck down there. I'm feeling like I folded that crooked, but too late now. Okay, so now I'm going to glue this piece down onto the side. Probably don't need that much glue. that. So on the piece that we folded, I am going to run a thin line of glue on the top and the bottom, because then we're going to squish that down together. So then the next thing, what should I do first? Let me look at what I did in the other page real quick. Oh. So the next thing I want to do, before I do the next step, let me put my stopper topper back in my glue. I want to get a strip of this patterned paper here. Let me try to get some green on there. Cut that white edge off. And then maybe just about an inch. Let's do an inch strip. Alright, so then we can just attach it there. So cute. I'm not even going to measure. I'm not even going to use my paper trimmer. I'm just going to mark it. And use my scissors. And I think I got it crooked. Okay, so now I'm going to ink this piece up. And I'm going to glue it down, again, just with the art glitter glue. I think I did cut that page crooked, but, or not the page, I think I folded it crooked, but oh well. Okay. So now I want to get some hole reinforcements out, and I think I want to do like a purple. Let's see what colors I've got here. Should I do a brighter purple? Let's do this one. So I'm just going to put this on here. Well, let's come up just a hair. Like that. Right on that folded part. I'll show you. I'll bring it up to the camera here in a minute. Put this around. So this is the little flappy thingy that we made. So here's our little pocket. So I put the hole reinforcements on the little flappy thing. But before I do anything else with that, I'm going to come to the back side of that page, and we're going to cover it with something. I just need to figure out what first. Let's see, what else do we have? I could, technically, put another one of these on there. And that way we can be used as, writing. Let's do that. Why not? I might have to shorten this one down just a hair. I'm going to ink this up really quick. Once again, I'm just going to use the art glitter glue. So these, this this image here is from the templates themselves, from the Wanderlust templates, and I printed them onto, I think it's 35 or 32 pound white paper. It's not cardstock, it's just paper. Okay, so the reason I wanted to go ahead and cover that back part is because I'm going to take my hole punch and I'm going to go and punch a hole through all those layers at that whole reinforcement there. Whew. It's a few layers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 layers. It punched through though. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just taking a piece of twine that I have left over from the Made-A-Con albums in class. I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to run it through here, and I'm just going to tie, I'm going to try to tie just a cute little bow. I don't think I'm ever going to run out of this cord, you guys. I had cut so much of it for extras. You just never know, you know, you try to be prepared. So I'm going to try to tie a cute little bow because it's cute, and why not? I might need a little bit bigger bow. Cute. Okay, I'm going to cut the tail off of there. And I do think I'm going to put a teeny little dab of glue. You see that? I'm just going to put a teeny little dab. I don't want that to come undone unless I cut it off. Alright, so I'm going to do the other one up top here. It's so cute. Okay, so now we got that. That is so cute. Look, so on this side. Oh, dang on it! I didn't put my hole reinforcements. Alright, let's see if we can finagle that. You guys, I bet, were y'all yelling at me? I bet you were. Stop, don't do it. All right, let me see if I can, I just sliced it. Let me see if I can like get it at least looking like, yeah, that worked. Can you believe that? All right, let's just do it again. That actually worked. Yay. Okay. Alrighty. Perfect. So now we've got this cool backside there. Just jazz that right up, and then we've got a little tuck pocket here and a little tuck pocket here. Super cute. So the only other thing, I guess we could have used old book page to do that instead of that. The only other thing that's in this one is a little envelope and a charm. I didn't put a charm, but I'm thinking I'll put an envelope. Let me look. Okay, I think what I decided to do, well, I know I decided to do it. I just need to choose now. Where's the page? Page number 12 in the medium size, this envelope here, I printed it off 3 times because I'm trying to figure out which one I want to use. This is old book paper that's like this, right? And it just happens to be the same size that printer paper is for my printer. It's a little longer, but the width was the same. And then I printed off one of the digital papers from the PDF number 3 onto the old book page. And look how cool that looks. Oh my goodness. So then I sent page number 12 back through, or I sent the page back through and printed the envelope onto that. So that looks pretty cool. I also printed page number 12 out of the vintage background onto 32 pound paper. And then I also printed it just on book page. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm thinking because this turned out so cool, I'm thinking I'm going to use this one. And this book paper is thicker. It's not as thin and flimsy as some, but I think I'm going to use this one, you guys. I can save these for something else. I just think it turned out super cute. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to trim this envelope out. It goes together just like the large one. So I'm going to keep these scraps I mean, yes, please. Okay, so I'm gonna finish trimming this out, score it up and everything, and then I'll be back. Okay, so this is fragile paper, it turns out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back it with, if I can find a piece of coffee stained paper. I thought I had some sitting right here. I guess I do. Let me grab a piece. Okay, I found a piece, but you know what? First, I think I want to do, because I think I'm going to do a magnet to hold it down so that I can remove it if I want to. Do you think that's too much, you guys? Do you think I should have a magnet, or should I just glue it? No, I want to be able to remove it. Oh goodness, I didn't even fold that very well. I want to be able to remove it. Well, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. What the hey? Why not? So I'm gonna grab, whoa, yep. I'm gonna grab these same magnets. I will link these below. These are super thin. And I need to decide which one I want to be my there we go, this one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a magnet, I'm going to put some tape on the back of it. I'm going to cut a little piece off. I'm not going to try to put it on there normal. Like that. Remove the backing. And I'm going to stick it here. Here on that part of the envelope. And then I'm going to put something in between it. Stick a magnet to it. I'm going to put a piece of tape on that. Like that. I'm going to take the backing off of that. I'm going to flip that over, press it down like that. There we go. Yep. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my art glitter glue. I'm going to go all around the edges of everything around the magnet. I don't want anything coming up. Right, so this doesn't have a direct, the paper I'm attaching it to does not have a direction, so I'm just gonna slide it up on there. And while that's drying, I'm gonna give that a minute to dry. I think I want to put a magnet up under there. Where's the magnet at? Oh, so that's gonna be folding that way. So that's gonna be there. Here, let me cut some of this excess off. Gotta be careful. Let me just go ahead and trim it out. I love that. Gotta be careful. Don't want to waste that nice coffee dyed paper. keeping all my scraps. Okay, so once again, this is gonna go. Oh, did I put it on the wrong? I did. I swear. You shouldn't swear. I meant for it to be on this one. Okay, well, anyways. So now I need to, I'm glad I looked. So I'm gonna stick a magnet underneath there and see if it'll catch. There we go. All right, taking that out, put a piece of tape on it. But before I add that in there, I want to go ahead and fold these a little. So then that was supposed to be the flat, but now it's not. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down here and a little bit of glue there. Like that. I'm going to ink this edge a little. Maybe even try to go there. Let me go ahead and get. Well, this ended up being a very sturdy feeling envelope, even though it's cracked a little bit. That's okay, it does not bother me. But with the 2 layers, and this is thicker paper, so I think that matters too. There. All right, so this is gonna go here. So cute. I'm gonna try not to move it. Oh, I need to take the backing off. I want it to be right about there. And I'm pretty sure it caught onto it. It's not 100% perfect on there, but that's okay. So now I have a removable little envelope. Okay, should I try to put a piece of tape under there just so it doesn't fall off? Not that it will, I just never know. This piece of Scotch tape I stuck under there. I almost feel like the pattern I chose for there is a little stark now. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Look at that, you guys. And it's removable. Look, you can open it this way and it's still stuck down, or you can take it off. Voila. I love it. What do you guys think? I love it. So then let me go ahead and burnish this back down a little bit. Now see, I've made it a little bit more bulky than normal because I added that, the bow. And I might end up taking that off too. You never know. Things can be changed. That's what's awesome about these types of notebooks. And then, where's my thingy? There's my thingy. So then this one can go either in the middle or the back. So cute. Right? Just like that. And it too can have a clip to keep it closed. So now we've got 2 inserts in there. What do you think? I think it looks pretty cool. Okay guys, I think we're gonna stop there. I really love the way this little envelope turned out, printing on that old book page. Even though I had to line it, I just think it is adorable. I think it's super, super, super cute. Okay, I wonder what will these fit in there? Yeah, see, it's big enough to hold things that you might use inside of your traveler's notebook insert. So remember, this envelope was from the medium one, and I did use magnets, and there is a link in the description box below to that, to the magnets. And I also really quickly wanted to show you the little notebook that we made out of the cut off pieces from this. See, it's just a cute little extra little notepad. It's completely dry. You just rip the pages off. You could put it in here if you want to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to add it, actually, probably. No, I'm going to actually, you know what? I'm going to write on the back of it. And I'm going to write today's date. This is actually August. What is today? You might not see this for a couple weeks, but I think this is August 20th, 2018. So I'm just going to keep adding to my pile here. And I don't remember, I didn't write the date of when I made this bigger one, but it started just the same. It was just a little bitty bit like this, and I just kept adding on to it. So anyway, so don't throw your leftovers away. Just like don't throw your leftover coffee dyed paper stuff away. No, 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 that would not be good. I think I want to write the date on here of when I did this. So I'm just going to take my little Sharpie, my little fine tip Sharpie, I think, for right now. And I'm going to write the date on the very bottom here. Just small, so that I know what day I did this page. Because this is like a journal with me where you take a plain white page and then you turn it into something super cute, you know? So I can journal on the back side of here about whatever. These ties here did add some bulk. And I wonder if I scoot them down to the top and the bottom, if it'll be better. They did add just a tiny bit of bulk, but again, that can be changed just like we fixed the other one. Whoops. Well, come on, Jen, just pick the right page. Oh, I didn't do anything with that yet. We'll have to come back to that. So that's better. That's better. Okay, so we're gonna leave it at that. So let me know, you guys, what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and hit this little circle right here. And then here is a link to my Etsy shop if you're interested in the printable templates, if you're interested in the printable digital papers. All of that, you know, just hit the show more or the arrow down button. All of that pops up. And then there should be some other videos here on the screen that you might enjoy watching. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.